What's up, everybody? This is a rare at home with Mark.
Actually, at your house.
Actually, at my house. And we're in a new room that I'm getting together. This is not complete, but Michael's the guinea pig.
It looks good, though, man.
Thanks, buddy. We've been talking about doing this for a while because you came up with a very, very interesting product in our world of guitar.
Yeah.
And it's very... the ingenuity involved around it. I don't know much about it. We're friends, but we haven't talked deeply about your
process. That's what tonight's for, man.
So, if you don't know Michael Palmisano, you've probably been living under a rock if you're in the guitar community. Michael runs Guitargate. He has an amazing YouTube channel. You probably have seen him do like reaction videos somewhere out there in the ether on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he's a great friend of mine. We live about 20 minutes apart, which is really funny. And we've been talking about doing this to talk about his product, Teleport.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, if you don't know, it's a looper, but way more than just a looper.
Yeah.
So it's not the Ed Sheeran loop that we know of the past. But I'm just curious, like, because now that this is out, and it came out in 25, right?
Yes.
It's very new.
It's very new.
And
this year.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about the process of, like, how long this has been in the works. So, my first question is, like, where did this idea come from?
Yeah. So, this started in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, basically, I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory. So, when I first started Guitargate in 2013, this was about 4 or 5 years after I met my friend, who you've met before, I talked to, Dan Karen.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan is a friend of mine who was an internet entrepreneur, like in the late 2000s when I met him, and was like the first person that really was like, you can make a living online. And then I started seeing people like Marty Schwartz and whomever start to make a living online. And the reason that's important is that Dan and I stayed in touch for the next decade or whatever. Mm-hmm. In like 2022, we kind of reconnected, and we've always wanted to make a way to work together. And we both always felt like we wanted to make a hardware device that was dedicated to making people play more and get better and connect with each other, mm-hmm. right? Like we really, and we kicked it around for like 6 months, and my other partner Matthew, the three of us kind of brainstormed for 3 months and ultimately, or 6 months, and ultimately we decided it should be a loop pedal. Mm. And we wanted to make, it was a long process, but basically we decided to make a loop pedal that would be impossibly easy to use, that would give people the ability to have live band sound in the room, create whatever they wanted, not be limited by one track. And then the real X factor is that, and then have anything that is made on the pedal connect to Wi-Fi, and so then it can be shared with anybody else that has a pedal. Mm-hmm. So,
how long did it take to get there, though? So when you start talking about developing a product, what is the timeline of because where did it start if you're going to come up with a product? Like, give me ideas of like throwing it up against the wall and it didn't stick stuff.
Okay, no, I mean, honestly, I have always wanted to make a physical product that would cultivate a digital community. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've told you this before, but like when I first started working with Paul Reed Smith, it was because like I went to him in like 2013, 2014, 2015 and was like, guitars need to come with a way to learn them. Guitars need to come with a way to learn them. Like everybody's trying to build these digital communities, but we have to have the thing, right?
Right.
And so I've always been trying to like in my quest for, going all in on the internet and education, like trying to figure out a piece of hardware, like something that could bridge the gap and like really make the experience better. And we just felt that like, and you probably feel this way, that if there's one thing you should have to make you a better player, if there's one piece of gear, it should be a loop pedal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you're working on timing.
Yep.
And you're working on parts,
mm-hmm.
right? And like, I tell everybody, I've told every student I've ever had, like anyone that it's like, if you buy one thing, buy a tuner. If you buy two things, buy a tuner and a loop pedal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the other things can be the stuff that are like sounds, but like if you want to buy something to like make you better and play more, if there's one, like it should be a loop pedal. So it was like, okay, let's make the loop pedal we always wish existed, and then find a way to make it so whatever we make on here, we can text to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was always the thing. It was, I have this idea that I make on a loop, but then it's stuck there. You know, and if I want to send a musical idea to you, there's only two choices. There's either I have a DAW, I break out the microphones like all this, and the preamps, and I record everything, and then I send a Dropbox file, and you uncompress it, and you drop it in your DAW, and listen.
Right.
All of that, or I just pull out my phone and send you a voice memo.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the middle. So it was let's make the best loop pedal we can, like geared towards making people get better, like through the eyes of educators, not as live performers or like replacing dolls or whatever. And then have it just be like, can I just text it to you and have you hear me play out of your amp and add a part and send it back? So it was a long process to like figure out what works and what doesn't, but the idea at first was it should be a loop pedal and it's got to have drums and we got to be able to, what we make has to be able to be sent.
Mm-hmm.
That was the beginning.
Right.
And then it took from 2022 until, last fall to iterate and figure out how to get it built and figure out what parts worked and what didn't work. We had to make a lot of tough decisions on.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So like I'll share one other thing. So we had to make a lot of decisions based on what we wanted it to do. Like we could have gone, like you mentioned Ed Sheeran's, we could have gone all in on live looping and all the things that live performers want, right?
Right.
Or we could have gone all in on recording and being like, how great is this Wi-Fi thing that could replace a DAW and an interface? But what we chose to focus on, every single thing, is can we make the simplest practice tool and connection tool?
Right.
Like to make people just play more and connect with other people and form virtual bands. And if you play more and you have more fun, you get better. So everything was viewed through my background as an educator.
Yeah. It makes complete sense. Like when you told me about it and I heard about what was going on with it, I was like, this makes complete sense because it's a complete connection. Yeah. It's like the connective tissue between what you're already doing. And you're not like, admittedly, you're not like a big gear dude. Like you don't have a big pedal board or anything.
Which is crazy that I built a consumer Wi-Fi pedal.
But it goes along with like your values as a teacher.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes sense to me 100% why you would choose to do a product like this.
Yeah.
So...
as opposed to an effect pedal. Or
yeah, like, what are you going to do, an overdrive pedal?
Yeah, no.
No, I don't ever see you doing that. No. Maybe me, but like, not you.
Definitely you.
But I think that what's cool about this too is like the layers of it being a multi-track tool as well as a looper. Let me ask you this, because I was wondering about this. Because anybody can use this. Like if you're a bass player, guitar player, whatever, a trumpet you can play into a microphone. When you guys were doing this, like what considerations did you have about frequencies of the instruments that are going to be recorded through these and how they will be regurgitated through an amplifier? Like was there a lot of discussions like, oh, like how's this going to work for a horn or for a bass? Like,
so ultimately we wanted people to be able to make whatever they would make, whatever they want to make. Mm-hmm. So we decided that it was of the utmost importance to have completely uncompressed, unaltered wave files is what it produces. Mm-hmm. So we don't alter the frequencies at all. It is line level. Mm-hmm. All we really did is turned this output jack into a shareable, uncompressed wave file.
That's crazy.
So it doesn't matter what you plug into it or it's the same as if you plugged into an amp or whatever, and it's the same with the outputs. So we're literally just making a Wi-Fi bridge in between the thing that gets, that the plug plugs into and the thing that like it goes to.
Right.
So that like this and this, the amp and the guitar don't need to be in the same room together, but it's identical. There's zero alteration.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And that was very, very, very purposeful.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult because that means that this basically just creates extremely large files. Which are very hard to send and receive, and so it had, at first we were going to do Bluetooth, and then my partner Matthew was like, no, it has to be Wi-Fi. And that became this incredibly difficult thing. But the sound quality was imperative. Like, we wanted you to be able to close your eyes and you're like, yeah, that's that person. And feel it. I actually have a good story for you. Do you know Root? Her name is Root, that lives in this area. She's a musician.
My wife was friends with her, yeah.
All right, I got a great story for you. So Root is from Finland. And she grew up playing music with her father, who's a really accomplished cellist. She's here, he's there. She's always wanted to play with him again and have that missing piece of her life back, and wanted to have her or him play on her recording. She's got a whole home studio or whatever. So she bought him a teleport, sent it to Finland. She came over to the studio because he wanted to capture this on video for the first time. And so she laid down a piano part, sent it to him in Finland. He heard her, laid down the cello part, and sent it back, right? The point of the story is that this is somebody who bought the pedal, knew the story, knew the person on the other side, and was expecting all of this. But the second she hit the play button, she started crying because it was him, and she could feel it, and she could hear it, and like that memory from childhood, and like it filled up the room, right? That was something we were unwilling to compromise on, So whether it's hearing the tone of the guitar or just the vibrato of someone that was in your band that now they've moved, and like, but you crank the amp and like it's them, like that was imperative to me.
It's magic, man.
Yeah.
So is that how, like, I'm wondering, obviously the name makes sense, but like, how did you guys land on that?
So interestingly enough, I feel like over the years it's been like a joke with like every band I've been in. It's been like, oh, I couldn't play that gig. I wish I could just teleport. I wish I could just teleport. Like, dude, just teleport, right? Yeah. And so my buddy Dan came up with it, and he was just like, we always joke about this. Like, we should just call it teleport. Like, if you can't be there, just teleport. Yeah. And so it fits.
That's awesome.
It's perfect.
It's really cool. And like the other thing that is really neat about it is, so there's like a built-in drum machine, and if you purchase any like software loops or anything like that, there's obviously like, what was that one metronome app that Charlie Hunter did with?
I don't know, but I love Charlie Hunter. Man.
I know. But he did an app where, because he was talking about like practicing with a metronome. A lot of people don't like doing that. Yeah. But practicing with the drummer, that keeps good time. People love it.
It's everything.
So their thing was that they had all these different grooves, and you could change the BPM and slow it down, speed it up. Yes. Change time signatures, all that stuff. This does that too. Yes. So you've got a bunch of different grooves, and you've got a bunch of different tempos, and you can slow things down, speed them up. So like you guys kind of thought of everything that you would need to be an in-house practice tool. Yeah. I don't think you missed anything. So maybe you did now, and you're like, damn it, I wish
we made a lot of choices to omit to get like the three really fundamental things that we wanted to nail. And we really wanted to get the three things that were really, really important to us, just on the pedal side. Forget about the Wi-Fi connectivity. We wanted them to be so high quality and intuitive and effortless. The first one, right, is the drum machine, and the ability to make loops in time. So you probably know this, but for anybody else out there who's ever been frustrated with their loop pedal, and like you have a box of loop pedals that you've never used, and you're like, my timing is crap. I'm like, I hate my loop pedal. The main reason your loop pedal sucks is because whether it doesn't matter what brand or whatever, if it is one button, and that button does multiple things, it's got a press and hold, and a double tap.
Mm-hmm.
The pedal doesn't know whether you pressed and held, or double tapped until a certain amount of milliseconds have elapsed, and then the pedal knows which one you've done. So there's a built-in hardware latency that you cannot get around, right? And so if you remove that and you have a dedicated record foot switch, like for anybody that's looking at the camera here, I'll wake this thing up.
I love that too. That function's great.
Yeah, well, it's gotta warm up.
Yeah.
But like, see, look, we got Danish Pete on here, so I'll make a new song. But like, this is your record start and stop. It's all it does. There is no press and hold or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so when I press that, there is no latency. Mm-hmm. If you combine that with a drum machine with a count in, right? It making loops literally becomes effortless to make them in time.
Yeah.
So the first step was like, everyone. Step one is your timing, right? So like, everyone has trouble with loops. Let's make making loops very easy and fun, right? So a really high quality drum machine with professional drum samples, with the ability to route them to a different, like a bass, amp or PA, so you can actually like get real drum sounds. Have a count in, and then a dedicated like precision start and stop, and the result is a very simple thing, but it's effortless to make loops in time.
And my biggest complaint I'm not throwing shade, but like the Ditto looper is so hard to use, dude.
They all are.
That little dude, that little guy, and it like the whole double tap thing, like you have to be so precise to get it to stop where you want it to stop.
It's its own skill.
Yeah.
To get good at.
Uh-huh.
And so we wanted to remove that. Mm-hmm. There's so many people who just hate their looper because they really, yes, they need to work on their timing, but like they really just accept to themselves that like, oh, I have bad time, I'll never be able to make a rhythm track, and it's just not true.
And they don't quantize good enough.
No, they just get
it there.
I can't stress it to you enough. Like if your looper has multiple functions on the same foot switch, it only knows which one you did after a certain amount of time has elapsed. There's a built-in hardware latency that has nothing to do with your timing.
Yeah.
So if you just do a simple count in, like
fire it up, dude. Here, show them.
Yeah. So
you want to pick? I have a little.
I'm good. Okay. I'm good. So like I have a little kick and snare thing. There's reverb on the amp, so you got a little reverb. Here, I'll bring it back.
You can turn the reverb off if you want.
It's all right. I'll just do a metronome. But like if I just hit this, it's going to give me a count in. Oh, I guess I should have my volume up, shouldn't I? I'll restate that.
That's so easy to do as well.
Yeah.
Like
the reverb down a shade.
Yeah.
So if I just hit this, it'll count me in. I can just use my hand, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Right? And then, if I want, I can turn the click off. And I have a perfectly in time loop. And I didn't stress out about when to like click it or anything. I bent down and used my hand. It's so easy.
Yeah. That's great. Show them that functionality of like multi-tracking too, like because you've got 4 tracks.
Yeah. Okay. So just to reiterate, problem number 1 we wanted to solve was it's got to have great drums so it's fun, and it's got to be effortless to make loops in time. Mm-hmm. The second main problem with loopers was that you can only make one loop, and even if you could have unlimited overdubs, you're limited to the length of the original loop.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So one track, and you make one length, and you're limited to that overdub. But what if I want to add a part that's longer than what I just made, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to have true multi-track recording where each track can be its own length and have its time sync perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I recorded on track 2. I don't know why I didn't start on track 1, but that's okay.
That's fine.
I'll go down to track 3. So, I'll give myself the count in again, and I'm going to play something longer than my first loop. And it'll just, I can add whatever I want, and then it'll just be in time. So it'll count me in. See how it keeps looping around?
Yeah. Now, what's cool about that?
So I can make whatever I want.
What's cool about that people might not think about is that makes it feel more like a band.
So that's the whole idea.
Right, yeah.
And that's and I'm going to get to the third thing, which is my favorite part. So the idea is that we can make whatever we want. And then lastly, so because there's 4 tracks and drums, right? So we can make whatever we want. But lastly, if there's 4 tracks and drums all coming out of one speaker, doesn't matter how nice the speaker is or how nice you're, like, it's going to sound like garbage, right? It's going to get all muddled up. And if our goal is to have it be, I send a track on track 1 and track 2, 3, and 4 empty, and then I send one to my bass player, and then I send one to my keyboard player, and we build a full band, arrangement remotely, I want to be able to hear the full band in the room,
Right.
as if my bass player were here, as if my keyboard player was here, as if the drums actually had real drums. So if you look on the back, it actually has, seems crazy, 4 ins and 4 outs, and I like to think of those as people. Like, that's my band, right? And if I look here, the numbers on my left are my inputs, and the numbers on the right are my output. So I can route my bass to a bass amp, my guitar to a guitar amp, guitar channel number 2 to a separate guitar amp, bass or drums to a PA with subs, which I love to practice too. You know what I mean? If anybody has a monitor at home, the point is that I can have actual isolation, between like the actual instrument and the amplifier, or I can plug it in to an interface if I have multiple inputs on my interface if I want to record that way. So I realize not everybody has multiple amps and all that, but for me, like today, Danish Pete made a track, right? I downloaded it. He had drums, he had bass, and he had 2 guitar tracks. I put the bass to a bass amp, I put the drums into the bass amp, I put the guitar to one guitar amp, and then my guitar to whatever. I pressed play, and the whole room sounds like a full band is in there.
That's
and
so
that
cool.
is never been a thing.
No.
So those 3 things, it was like, can we make looping in time effortless and fun with real drums, right? So that people can work on their timing. Can they make whatever they want with real multi-tracks and have each track be whatever length they want with unlimited overdubs? So it can just be an effortless creation machine. And then 3, can we actually have full band sound in the room, so that when the 4th things happen, when I text it to you to add a part, whatever, I can actually hear you, Mark Hopkins, in my room. And it's the sounds the same, because it just turns this into an uncompressed wave, as if you were plugged in my house.
Yeah.
And when you do those things, right, it enables people to be in a remote band. It enables people to like have this fun, exciting thing, which will make them play things they otherwise wouldn't, with people they otherwise wouldn't, and it just makes you play more. Like it is, even though I made this thing, even if I didn't, it would be my most used thing in my studio now.
Yeah.
Because I turn it on, and I open the app, and I see who's making stuff, just like I did today, and I downloaded it, a couple songs, and 2 hours went by, and that's 2 hours that I was playing guitar in a way that I otherwise wouldn't, because we all get stuck in our habits.
Yep.
And also, I didn't like do emails for that 2 hours. I actually played guitar.
Yeah. That's interesting, too, because the fact that you created this product, when you think about like Rick Rubin, when he talks about how he's never made art for the audience, it's for you.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the best stuff that comes out is stuff that you would use, things that inspire you, or that bring you the joy of why you do like anything related to music. You know what I mean? Like, because I think if you start making products just specifically for like, let's target this audience, then it almost comes off as inauthentic in terms of, it doesn't feel like a genuine useful tool in a way.
Yeah.
It just feels like a cash grab, where this feels like it's an actual, like, dude, this was missing from my DNA in terms of things that I would use to make myself a better musician.
Yeah.
So therefore, that comes off like, oh, great. Like, if I find this useful, then other people are probably going to find this extremely useful, because it's a tool.
Yeah, I mean, and that thing of making art for you and not for other people, that is so true. Like, someone explained it to me one time, where it's like, if you ever go to a piano and, like, you have it just, you press down the pedal, right? So it all would sustain, and you hit one note, and then you hear it all reverberating, like, through the whole thing. Soundboard, yeah. It's like, if you put your own truth out there, you resonates with other people.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's a real thing, you know? And so whether you're making music or you're making like a product or something, like if you make something that comes from that true place, like it hits. So like if you find yourself using it and loving it, and like I swear to God, the first, like, we had this idea, again, very similar to the story I just told you with Root, but for the first time it happened to me. Like, we developed this thing, we spent fortune on this thing. It's taken forever. The first time that Dan was in Massachusetts and I was in Baltimore, and we, after a year of trial and error, I can't tell you how hard it was, and it was even harder to make it simpler. The first time I heard him play out of my amp, and he wasn't there, and I turned it all the way up, and the air moved in the room, and my hair stood up, like, it was so much cooler than even we thought it could be, because it's an experiential thing. Like,
oh my gosh,
like,
immersive. Like,
yeah, like there's something. It's, I mean, we're musicians, right? Like, but it's the sound and the feeling of the air moving is a unique experience. Like, I always tell people, like, I kind of, this process it kind of reminds me of like the electric car, in the sense that, like, you've been driving your whole life. I get it. It's powered by batteries. Like, I understand the range. Like, I get it. I can read down this whole thing of an electric car. But unless you've been in a Tesla and have someone floor it, you have no idea what you're buying. Right. But as soon as you feel it, and like if you've never felt like the electric instant torque, you're like, whoa, this is a completely different thing. Yeah. That was my experience with this, which was like, yeah, we're just going to be able to text people's things back and forth. But like the second I turned it up loud through the amp, and like, because I know what his vibrato sounds like. Right. You know what I mean? I was just like, that's, like, Dan's, like, actually in my room. Like, that's actually the same thing. And that's, like, what Root heard with her dad. Like, it's actually, we just made it so this and this don't have to be in the same room anymore. But it's the same thing.
It's interesting, too, because, like, using a guitar amplifier, if you think about people that are using the Quad Cortex and all the people using digital modeling software right now, it's different than, I mean, I guess you could still use a quad. You could still record through this. You could still come through some speakers, but like,
of course,
to hear through like a guitar cabinet, like you hear another guitar from 8 states away coming through your rig.
Yeah,
there's something just like really cool about that.
And it's also like, I know that this is a digital thing, but it's also like a really like analog, like super one-to-one connection play. You know what I mean? Like, I know what your playing sounds like.
Right.
And like, it's you in my house. And like, when it comes out of an amp, like I get all the modelers and everything, but I think people forget that like the cabinet and the speakers are a big deal.
Oh, the speakers for
like,
sure.
The speaker is the thing.
Alone.
Yeah, right? Like, and not just, I mean, we get stuck in Guitar World, but like my favorite, I swear to God, my favorite thing to do with the teleport is make bass tracks and run them through my, you know, I have a great bass amp that's, you know, and play drums to it.
Yeah, dude.
Right? Like, as a drummer, I play drums every day for at least a half an hour. As a drummer, like, God, playing along to backing tracks sucks. And like, you have the cans on, and like, it's just garbage. It literally is garbage compared to playing live with it. Like, drums in particular, like, you want to be immersed in the bass and feel it. To be able to practice like that is amazing. And it makes me play drums for an hour instead of a half an hour. That's the thing, you know, because like filling the room with the sound and the air moving, like the people were actually there. Yeah. Like, that is so much. It is the piece that I feel like gets communicated least. Right. You know, but it's my favorite part of the pedal.
Yeah. Sorry, my dog. This is the one. This is gonna be the one thing about At Home with Mark.
You're actually at home.
Well, let's do some. No, go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. Let's do some drum machine stuff.
Okay, so I'll show you what's on here. I'm gonna turn the reverb all the way.
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah. So let me start a new. Okay. I hate having a lot of options. And we really wanted this to be an idea machine. Something where if you have an hour to practice, 40 minutes of it isn't spent finding the right setting and drum groove and stuff. Yeah. We purposefully heavily limited the options in the drum machine.
But there's still a lot.
And the options that are there, like, there's a lot, but the options that are there are super high quality. But this is not a replacement for, or this is not a substitute for all you out there that want hundreds and hundreds of settings. I think we have 10 kits and like 15 grooves.
That's, what else do you need?
Right? And it's all like the base. So like we have a simple metronome, right? I'll cycle through these, right? I can do 4/4, 3/4, all kick. Like, you'd be surprised how many songs just have these basic fundamentals and just broke down, right? Like, kick and snare, you know, rock grooves, 4 on the floor, 8th notes, little 6/8 stuff, 12/8. And because I'm a reggae guy, had to ship with a run drop, right? But then you got all these different grooves. So, check out this John Bonham one. You got electronic.
Which in and of itself, like, this alone, just to practice, dude, not even looping, but just to practice on your time. Yeah. So much more enjoyable than just hearing a click. Yeah. In my opinion.
And it's so much better. Yeah. And if you're hearing it out of the guitar amp like we are now, it's not impressive at all.
No, but if you put through a PA.
But, and again, I know not everybody has this, but like, I have a PA with subs in my studio that I use just for the teleport, and I keep my 4th output for drums. And like, these are like really phenomenal drum samples, and they are crushing. They're huge. They're fantastic, right? And So just being able to turn it on and just being like, okay, I'm feeling something in 4/4, and I can adjust the tempo here. This is a tempo knob, so check this out. I can.
Yeah, I love that.
But also tap tempo, I can, right? So.
It's so intuitive too. That's the other thing about this.
And that's it.
It's very intuitive.
You know how hard anybody out there that does product development will back me up on this. You know how hard it is to remove options and get down to just it only does what it needs to do and to make it intuitive. It is. Our first sketches had all kinds of knobs and all kinds of buttons, and we wanted a couple things that were really important. We wanted almost zero menu diving, and we didn't want to have to bend down that much.
Yeah.
Right? We tracked every single time we had to dive into a menu to find a setting, and if we could delete it, we deleted it. And every time we bent down, we counted how many times if we had bent down, could we do it without bending down? We changed it. So like we made these shortcuts, like you can switch to tracks if you press it. Did you find those yet?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. Like huge, like to not bend down, like the tap tempo.
Yeah.
So like we worked really hard to make it super intuitive.
So 22 to 25.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we haven't even talked about the really hard thing, which is the software.
Yeah.
The hardware was easy in comparison to the software.
Right.
So I'll share this story. You know it, I think, but when you come up with an idea like this, you have to find people to build it. I'm not a mechanical engineer. I had my partner Matthew to do the software, and amazing that he's in my life and was willing to take this project on. But he's done way harder projects than this for the biggest companies in the world. And he told me the same thing that like Robert Keeley told me when I approached Robert. Like I went to all these different pedal companies, and they were just like, no, this is we've never made a Wi-Fi product. This is something like Amazon or Google would make. Like think about who makes consumer Wi-Fi products. Like none of us. And so, but they all said the same name, John Cusack in Holland, Michigan. And they said if anybody would take it, he would do it. And so Robert sent me to him. PRS sent me to him. Like everyone I talked to said the same name. And I don't think they wanted to do the project at first because they had never done anything like this, but they did. Like we talked them into it, and it was this crazy, crazy endeavor.
So did you go pitch and everything? Like, did you fly out there and pitch it, or did you?
Yeah, I mean, but I fortunately enough, I had strong references.
Yeah.
You know. And
anytime the godfather of pedals, Robert Keeley, says anything, it's
right. So it kind of did. It 100% helped. If I had just been someone off the street, I don't think this would have gotten made. And it's what
would have taken you a lot longer.
What would have happened is I would have been forced to use a company like in China,
right?
And we would never have gotten across the finish line. It would have been a disaster. It would have been like so many, anybody watching out there in product development, it would have been like so many things where the idea is great, but it couldn't get executed.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted it made in America because if there was a problem, I wanted to be able to call someone, talk to them in English, and solve it. And if they couldn't solve it over the phone, I could fly there that day.
Right.
This was my whole reputation on the line. I wanted it to just work. All I cared about was that it just worked. I didn't care about price. I didn't care about anything else. Like we'll make it more affordable. We'll figure out how to make. I want it to just work. And everybody said the same name. And so basically, when I talked to John and his team, they had their one engineer. His name is Michael Corson, who was like been waiting his whole career to tackle something like this. So basically, I just said, well, then we have to do this.
Yeah.
But it took a long time, and it cost a mountain of money, and the software was. That's what we're focusing on now, is trying to make the app and the community as intuitive and powerful as the pedal is. Trying to get people to form bands.
Yeah, and it already is super intuitive. Like the app itself is like very easy to use and very easy to navigate and like very user friendly. Because I'm a dum because I don't want to do deep diving either. That's the only thing that has held me back from buying a Quad Cortex or from buying an HX Stomp. Because I'm not a dumb dude. I'm a smart guy, but like I don't like getting in the weeds too much.
You don't even want
to. It's like endless.
Yeah.
So it's like that works for me. Like I just plug into it, I find a good tone, and I have a pedal board to like shape things. Not to say that I'm not interested. I'm very interested in trying it because some of that digital stuff some of the digital amps and stuff these days sound amazing, but this doesn't make you feel useless when you like open it up and you fire it up. It's like instantaneously you can. Just by pressing a couple buttons, like you did, like how you can move down the tracks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that does that. Oh, like and like immediately you just start to like connect with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously, hopefully, what you guys were going for.
No, it 100% is. And when people first open it and put it out of the box, actually the first thing I invite people to do, like there's an onboarding video, is to download someone else's song. And to have it download the pedal and have that first experience where you press play and like you've never had someone else play out your amp that isn't there.
Right.
And immediately you're just like, okay. And then when they realize that it actually hooked up to Wi-Fi and they didn't have any problem and they actually just heard someone play out of their amp and they feel not tech savvy and they don't like, all the different things and they're super worried about, oh, I'm going to buy this Wi-Fi device. Like when it just works, then it kind of takes all that away and they start using it and start making stuff. And that 100% was on purpose. Like we want it as simple as possible and it to just work and have people start making music and playing with other people.
But like not at the risk of shortcutting intentionalism. You know what I mean? It's
no.
like it's like and it's so obvious how much energy and time that you guys spent under the hood here. But at the same time, it seems so intuitive that it's like, oh, duh. You know what I mean? Like, and I know how much work that has gone into this.
I'll tell you again, for anybody else that's in this world, when you hit something really good, when instantaneously people take what you built for granted. And they start asking for, I want 8 tracks now.
Right.
I want to do this, I want it to do that. And it's just like, there's so much in here. Like, just focus on this for like a few years. But,
right. And then you're gonna have a mothership one that has like multi-track, like
exactly. And they want all of that stuff. And I'm sure if it's successful, which it will be,
V2 will come along.
Yeah, we'll make a big one, but this is this is really the thing that I've spent the past 13 years teaching online. And trying to find a way to bridge the gap between like the digital and like the in-person and get people playing together and get people just to continue to play and have fun and get better. And I gave everything I have to build this to kind of bring that to fruition so that people can have full band lessons at their house and join bands with people they don't know and just play more guitar and have more fun and when you do those things you get better you know as opposed to just watching Guilty another lesson and downloading another course like learning another song. Like I want to find ways to use the power of the internet to motivate and inspire people to play more and to connect with each other through music, and this is my absolute best effort.
Well, I'll tell you, man, as your friend, I feel like this is like, I have no right to say I'm proud of you, but like,
I appreciate it though.
But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like to put yourself out there like this and to like, not only invest your time, your energy, and money into a product that you don't know how it's going to go.
I certainly know there's no market for it. I have to make it. It doesn't exist.
Right. Which is in and of itself very, very admirable. But like, this is just such a neat tool, and it's not like anything I've ever experienced. Because like as far as the way that we do things online. Like, I'm obviously a way more gearheady dude than you.
Yeah, I can't believe I made a pedal. I'm not like, talk about that guy that doesn't want a menu dive. Like, I have my two sounds. I got my cleanish sound and my dirtiest sound, and I haven't changed them in years.
Yeah, I know. You played with my band, I know.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting thing about this for me as a gearhead is I don't have anything like this.
Yeah.
There's nothing in. I have drawers and drawers of pedals and gear.
Thousands of dollars of stuff.
Yeah, and there is nothing that comes close to the intuitive, like, ingenuity, forward thinking, next level, like, of the industry of, like, how we can push this instrument forward. This is like the, like, I don't know, man.
It's bringing on what comes next.
It's like the Hendrix of, like, where are we going with this stuff? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate that. I mean, again, it's the first connected musical device. Like, we all have, like, watches and Pelotons and all of that. But like, music's, for whatever reason, like, I don't know how we were first, but like, we're first, and it's
somebody's got to be first.
Of course, it's going to be a thing. But like, for anybody out there that's just like, maybe you don't understand it, like maybe you whatever, try it, because I can guarantee, like Mark's saying, you haven't experienced it.
Mm-mm.
And you don't have this in your drawer, and you might be unsure what you would use it for or whatever, but I can tell you, like, it's rare to have a brand new feeling musically anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first time you cranked an amp, like in your garage or wherever you grew up, and you're like, I'm going to do that for a living.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's been the same guitar shapes forever, and like, we're all on our 9th distortion pedal and like 4th reverb, and like, there's all this like little micro change and all these little, but there isn't like, oh my God, I've never been able, like, I'm going to go home tonight or wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to log onto my app, and I'm going to download a song from 4 people that don't know each other, and I'm going to route them all to different amps, and I'm going to hear a band in my house that is not there.
Right.
And I'm going to turn it up loud, and I can feel them. Mm-hmm. Like, that is not a thing. Mm-hmm. And it is now. So, like, I don't know if you know or if you realize, but like, when you open the teleport box, like, that's what it says. Like, at the top, it says, like, don't forget why we do this. Like, we do this because making music is fun, and you're about to do something you've never done before. So get excited, and that's what it says on the box, because like, it's true.
It is, and I will say this because I know you, and if people, maybe of my subscribers that don't overlap with yours, that may not know this about you, but like, you are very, very passionate about this and very genuine about this. Like, this is not smoke and mirrors, you trying to make a buck. Like, Michael is actually like an educator, like, wants people to get this instrument and keep it in their hands.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about when we were young, learning how to play guitar, that's what it was, dude. Like, we didn't have, or, YouTube and all these different things to learn. It was rewinding Nirvana's Nevermind, like, wearing that tape out to try to figure out how to play, power chords, whatever. And, like, spending hours. Like, there was a period in my life, I know, that I was practicing 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And, like, that is, and people are like, oh, how you got so good at guitar, how'd you do that? Yeah, because we put in so much time, because we love it, we want it.
Trying to get back to that place and share that with people.
Yeah, I know, and you
I was just
that flag, man.
I appreciate that. I was just in New York for Marty Schwartz's camp, and Eric Gales was there, and I gave Eric a teleport, and he was stoked about it. But he went on this long talk about getting back to that place where, like, you're just obsessed with it, and you're listening back to records over and over again and immersing yourself in it. That excitement, like, one of the main tricks is keeping that excitement of your youth when you first start it, and having it carry it through the rest of your life. And that's, like, really what I'm trying to do. And like, for me, like, again, like, it is so rad to me.
Yeah, put on the Danish Pete.
That he's across the pond, and like, I press play, and this is him. Like I've never been in the room with him and heard him play. I've watched a mountain of videos, but like, I can isolate like maybe this rhythm track, and like, This
hear
is
his fingers, you know what I mean? It's like,
this is him.
it's the other.
That's actually him. And like I feel it in the speaker, you know? And like that makes me want to play guitar.
Yeah, man.
That makes me want to play guitar today.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling I'm trying to put out into the world.
Yeah.
With Teleport.
There couldn't be a better. It's not even a sales pitch. It's like a emotional pitch. Because you know what it reminds me of, man.
It's who I am. It's just.
I know you, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this like while I was cooking dinner for some reason, but like I've been listening to a lot of Ben Rector lately.
Yeah, I know you're Ben Rector.
Yeah, and I was thinking about like if I ever got to interview him, I'd be like, why is it that every song that I listen to, not every song, but 90% of the songs that you write as a songwriter, why does it make me cry?
Yeah.
And I think about like the connections he's making just in the way that you are making this, throwing this net out there to guitar players, saying like, hey, everybody jump in this net. Let's all get in this net. Let's all get on the boat together in some way, shape, or form. But it's like with him, I'm thinking about how he paints pictures and how he connects memories. Mm-hmm. So like this could almost be a nostalgia tool for people who forgot about the instrument.
Totally.
You know, grew up playing it, forgot about it, started getting back into it, and like wants to play with other people but don't have the opportunity. Maybe they live in the middle of Montana and they don't have a way to do it. You know what I mean?
Dude, two things on that. One, I was at my kid's school fundraiser. Dude came up to me and he was like, dude, I got my college band back together. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And he was like, there were four of us. We're in college. We played music all the time. Everybody went and had kids and got married and moved far away. And you dropped the Teleport, and like I bought two. The other guy in the band bought two. We gave the other two to the two of the people in the band that still don't have any money. and we're making songs together. And we're hearing each other in the room like we were there, and like we got our college band back together. And I was just like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
But the other part, and I didn't see this one coming, and it's been like the new thing that I'm focusing all my energy on, is I was so shocked by how many people in the comments or would email me and say, what if I don't have someone to play music with? What if I don't have a friend that I grew up with playing guitar? Because people think like, this only makes sense if I have someone else that I know that has one, right? Mm-hmm. And that's actually the opposite of the product. Like, it comes with a band. Like, you're joining a band. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the point. And for as an educator, I've spent 13 years teaching guitar on the internet. And it's always been, this is your guitar lesson, like, on the internet. And now we can do full band lessons. Like, you can join a virtual band and actually play with a bass player, a keyboard player, another guitar player, and work out different parts,
Right.
And hear each other and actually learn what it's like to be in a band. Like, no, that part doesn't work with that part that you made, right? Mm-hmm. And get beyond the, it's in A major and these are your chords, but it's like, no, like, I got to figure out a part that works with that, and hear it, like to be able to do that now and offer that to someone who lives in the middle of rural Iowa, is amazing to me.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, this is a great tool for studio prep for a band.
Dude, yeah.
Like if everybody has one, send it, like, here's the idea for the song. Everybody kind of shed on this and like send me what you think you'd want to play on it. And then like, okay, and then this sounds great. Are we all prepared? Do you know your parts?
Dude,
like,
yeah, I'll share another use case which I never saw coming, but everybody likes a good name drop on YouTube. So somehow in my travels, I became friends with Keith Urban. Mm-hmm. I went and I brought him two, and he asked for one more, and then his guitar tech asked for one to do sound checks. So Keith's hands, Keith's guitar, playing Keith's actual parts into the Teleport, and then he takes the Teleport and plugs multiple amps. So he's sound checking Keith's actual playing, his actual guitar, into his actual amps on Keith's actual stage when Keith is not there.
Right.
Never saw that one coming.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Never saw that one
Yeah.
coming. So I'm gently trying to like, come on, post it publicly. Post it publicly.
Yeah, right.
Like, come on, like
Man.
it's just gonna, as soon as I get something like that, then it's gonna cross over.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like, when this and the thing you plug it into don't have to be in the same room anymore and it sounds the same, a million things become possible.
Yeah. Well, Michael, it's dope. It's really cool. I mean, it's
I appreciate it, brother.
So
And thanks for letting me talk at length about it.
no, man. I think I've been wanting to do this, and I've been so buried in pedals. I feel like I'm like in a coffin full of pedals right now. I'm like
Well,
trying
people
to break
just
out.
send them to you.
I know.
I mean, you got,
But still, I mean, it's I don't know. It's really fun, man, and I'm so impressed with you and your partners, and the real genius of this thing is really just bringing people together when you really think about it. That's what it boils down.
That's the whole point, man. Like,
So
music saved my life, and I've dedicated my life, my professional life, to motivating and empowering and inspiring other people through music and education, and this will lead to something next, which will lead to something next.
Yeah.
Like, it's
exciting.
It's a pure dedication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really exciting. Well, tell people where they can find it.
Go to teleport.guitargate.com. It is not offered in retail stores at the moment, and the reason is it would cost double if it did.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
And again, it's probably counterintuitive to most people's business thinking, but I want it to be in reach of people. I want it to be something that isn't $1,000, and if it was at Sweetwater or Guitar Center, like, it would have to be $1,000 when you add the profit margin they need.
Yeah.
Because it's a computer. That's what it is. It's, if you take this apart, inside you'll find a computer, and computers are very expensive to make. And so you go to teleport.guitargate.com. It's $500, and I think what we're going to do though is we're going to start bundling it into like a monthly thing. So for people who can't even afford a $500 like one-time nut, can do like a $35-40 a month thing and get the pedal with the lessons and be able to join bands and do that whole thing too.
That's awesome.
So I'm committed to finding a way to make it accessible to everyone, so that we can all benefit from having them in the community and them being a part of it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Michael.
Dude, I appreciate
buddy.
you, brother. Thanks so much.
Of course, man. Yeah. Everybody, make sure to check out Guitargate. If you haven't, you probably already do. But just do it. All right, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate you, brother.